Coming to you live from the world of darkness, this is Rage Across New York.
And here we are in the Tellurian.
God damn it, you are all hopeless. So we are in the Tellurian near the cabins where there are very, very interesting doors that has been repaired. It needs to be tested. All the testing. Yes.
Okay, you're probably in front of the girls' cub cabin, and on the other side of Olaf's cabin, because Olaf is eternally Olaf in between. Gotta leave some room from Gaia. Lucas goes ahead and is like sitting on his own porch, looking at this very interesting display.
Hmm. Has the door actually been properly repaired? Because from what I remember of a
Not
certain
my
menace,
knowledge.
the door wasn't greatly repaired.
There's a few planks at least, and a
Yeah.
tarp.
So let's have some fun. What would be what would be the ability? Oh yes, it would be craft. So I'm going to roll intelligence craft just for shits and giggles. Meh, it seems perfectly fine. I mean, as long as it appears to be closed, that's kind of the point. It's not a helmet, you don't close entrance. And with that, Kotori will go near to the cabin of the Olaf. Trap, trap, trap.
Um, let's see here. Yeah, Olaf is in. This is actually normally the time of day where Olaf is dead asleep, so this will be good.
Hmm.
Um, let's see here. As friggin' as Katori gets up to the cabin, roll me perception alertness.
Okay. Yes. Tell me everything.
Actually, with that score, this is obnoxious to you too. Blaring, at least from the inside of the cabin, maybe not so much if you were using Hamid ears, but your keen lupus senses, blaring from the inside of the cabin is the peanut butter jelly time song.
Oh no.
It is loud. It is vicious. It is obviously meant to cause a disturbance in the air. And there's a few thumping noises that sound a lot like someone stumbling around looking for something while they're only half awake. And eventually there's one loud thumping noise and the peanut butter jelly time song stops. Ugh. Um, about not that long afterwards, Olaf Tryggvason comes out of his cabin with a cigarette in his mouth and a cup of coffee in his hand. He doesn't look like he was expecting Katori, but when he does see Katori, he goes to the trouble of sitting on the front steps of his porch with these items and baring his throat in a rather ceremonial manner, given that he's in Hamid.
Hmm. Kotori will put his front paws on his knees and nibble the neck and looks at you, with this very serious expression, with his ears, flattened on his on his head. What was that abomination that assaulted my ears?
Oh, I have to change my alarm every now and again, Raya. Otherwise, I don't wake up.
He kind of makes he kind of makes this look that he has when he doesn't seem to catch on really on something. An alarm, like what? Like a ward?
Eh, not as serious. It is a Hamid thing. Still something I use. Hamids, they don't always follow the rhythm of Gaia. They set their own little wards to let them know when to do things. I don't sleep during normal time, so I have this little ward to make me wake up.
Hmm. Interesting, I guess. Even if it's very, very irritating to the ears. I guess I understand the purpose.
The last one was even more horrible.
Hmm. Do you smash them?
I come close many times, but not quite yet.
I think while they're discussing that, Ren and Blue are headed toward the cabin, kind of tromping through the snow. Ren is definitely all bundled up. I'm guessing Blue probably is too at this point, because if he wasn't when he got here, she would have made sure that he had appropriate weather clothes, because fuck this cold.
Yep.
So they come bustling over towards Katori and Olaf. Ren kind of lifts a hand and waves from a distance.
Hmm. When you arrive, Katori stops, being half on Olaf, and he looks at you with a, well, you can make a perception empathy on him.
One.
Hmm.
What's she
He
get?
seems, hmm, he seems
Go ahead.
slightly concerned about something, but you wouldn't know why. What?
Fair enough. Okay. She kind of pauses and glances at Olaf. And she's been smiling. She's like literally been almost grinning the whole way up. And the grin kind of slows down and starts to fall off her face. Good evening, Alpha, Beta.
Ren,
And Katori will start to walk walk to Ren. Trot trot trot.
Ren drops to her knees in the snow and reaches out to kind of if a letter. Uh, you know how like a wolf or a dog will like lick the chin of a superior? She doesn't do that, but she
Mm-hmm.
reaches with her hand to like just kind of brush the bottom of his jaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as he gets close to you, he acts a little bit different of how he does. Generally, he starts to, you know, he sniffs you, trying to almost as if he's searching for something, looking at you before uh, nibbling your neck. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Alpha, this is a friend of mine from childhood. This is Minato. And she kind of gestures back towards Blue, glances back and grins at him.
Um, when Blue he uses call Kotori Alpha, and when she introduces him, he is just going to bow to Kotori.
Uh, as of now, apparently he seems to doesn't seem to acknowledge your presence, as he seems to be solely focusing on Ren, even if his ears flickers, showing that he hears you doing something. Where were you last night?
Ren blinks and kind of sits back. I changed my schedule last night. I was at class, but I changed my schedule, so I probably won't be having class on Wednesday nights anymore.
Didn't you want it to go there?
Yeah, but I think there are better things I could be taking in history this quarter.
Hmm.
Semester.
Do you mind if I go ahead and perform a perception empathy on this one? Lucas is like right the hell over there. He hasn't intruded or done anything because he has not been acknowledged. So it's up
Yeah,
to you.
who are you? Perception, empathy, ging.
Um, let's go with Katori. He's acting a bit strange. Let's see. Do. Okay. Do. Da. That's one, two more. There you go. Roll in. Ooh, nice amount of successes. 5.
Hmm. So what you get for Kotori is trying to search something in her demeanor. This is almost, even if he's acting very naturally and very carefully, it almost gives you the feel, of a cop asking question.
Yeah, because I was going to ask if he was trying to drive something with his questions.
Yes, he's basically waiting her answers, as if he is trying to search something within those.
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
Lucas goes back to not doing much of anything.
So you changed course.
Yes?
Mm. Did you not found the knowledge acceptable?
Ren kind of blinks at him. No, I just there's another course that I didn't think I was going to be able to get into, and there was an opening, so I took it. And I didn't have a problem with it, so.
Mm-hmm. I know, but I'm going to throw a perception empathy on this one.
Sure.
So only one success on this, but I would guess that the only thing that he feels is that, yeah. Huh?
Yeah. Yep. She's a little confused about the
Okay.
question. Like, she's surprised that Katori gives any fucks about which class she's decided to take.
Mm,
But that's
he
it. She's a little confused.
he nods. He nods, and through the pack link to all members of his pack, he's going to say, "All right, we will need to have a discussion away from private ears."
Ren kind of blinks and she glances at Olaf to see if he has any idea what's going on, and her gaze might be a little tiny bit accusatory. Does he have any idea what's going on?
He looks interested. He's not 100% at this point, but he looks interested himself. Much in the way that any sort of superior is curious when their superior starts saying things like this. So you're watching your boss himself look rather curious.
Hmm. And he continues. He continues through the backlink. No one is in trouble, but we are going to have a little bit of a discussion about this university thing.
Over the pack link, Ren says, if you want me to study history, Alpha.
No, this is not what I want to talk about.
She nods.
And I feel that your friend over there, who is waiting patiently for me to acknowledge him, would probably feel better if we had a normal conversation. This will be a matter for another time.
All right.
And he's going to turn to Minato, and he's going to sniff him.
He smells like a stargazer.
Hmm. What's he's basically, when he bows, what is that, the Japanese bow or the
Yeah.
whole
It's
is
a
basically the question
just
is it the one when you're standing up or the one when
yeah,
you're
like
going?
it's the one when you're standing up, but he
Yeah.
bows far enough that Kotori can actually see his neck.
Okay, then yeah, he's going to acknowledge the fact that this this kinfolk is showing submission. Nom 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 nom. And he's going to make some interesting sound with his throat as he's morphing it. Welcome. I believe that, and he turns to Olaf, you have your protector also here.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. How do you find the sept this far?
Very cold but welcoming.
He laughs a little bit when you say cold. Oh, believe me, this is nothing compared to the cold that we had a month ago.
Ren kind of leans over and mutters to Minato, Wendigo paid us a visit.
Wendigo. He is going to roll something. Let's see. Wasn't that the Native American creature or something?
Frozen north. The biting frost of vengeance.
Oh,
Yes.
see, that was an academics roll, by the way. He doesn't have spirit lore.
Yeah.
Does he have Garu lore?
He does have Guru lore.
I It's a tribal totem, so I guess it's probably
If you
Well,
can
it would be. Hmm.
on that.
say
If
that again.
you what?
I don't know if you can know the tribal totems with just one dot.
Uh,
At like
yeah.
difficulty 8.
I mean, I'd
Nah,
guess
I
that
mean,
he'd know the tribes, though, right? He'd probably know that there's a tribe named
yeah.
Wendigo.
With a Garlo, you would know that there is a tribe that bears this name, but not
Not the
really what the
totem.
spirit does.
Gotcha.
Sure. Hmm. And at that point, he's going to turn to silent Bob over there. Lucas, you're being very quiet for once.
Oh, once you go ahead and turn your direction towards him and call him by name, Lucas is going to go ahead and look up into the sky, gain that 1 point of rage, instantly use it to shift into Lupus. Trot, trot over there. Flop.
He looked at you a little bit apparently amused, and he will nibble your neck.
Dear, I had nothing to really add to the conversation, so I was being silent.
Well, that is something. How? Hmm. He scratched a little bit. Olaf, actually, I would have a question.
Yes,
How
sir.
how do you find the new den mother?
Ah, Miss Whisperaya. She is, possessed of a certain wisdom. Very polite.
Mm-hmm. Yet her words know how to bite, like the bit of rust.
This is true.
Hmm. For actually, oh yeah, no, you weren't present there. Hmm. Have you heard the
He,
result of the little meeting between Talia and Nicholas?
yes, I did.
Hmm.
I haven't
Quite
heard.
a bit more of a hubbub than I counted on, but after I heard, I wasn't exactly surprised.
Hmm. He's going to turn to red. So Talia and Nicholas have been trying to see who stands above who in terms of food chain. So they had a fight in the Tellurian and then one in the Umbra. The one in Hamid being obviously won by the Menace.
It was quite a fight.
More like a fist contest. I would have preferred that they slapped each other. It would have been more amusing. But it was not mine. And then, yes, Talia showed that she hmm, she was fastest in his bow. Even went to the point where she said that he was the better Hamid and she was the better Lupus. People can roll a perception empathy on this one.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
Ren's face does
absolutely.
some definite things when he
Yep.
says that.
Rolling.
So
Rolling.
here's my perception empathy on Katori.
Ooh. I got successes! Yay.
3, even with the lupus bonus.
So for the people at 2, uh, you would say one of the 2 sentences seems a little bit irritating to him. Mr. Free Success, you're definitely sure that the fact that Hamid says she was the better lupus kind of strike the nerve.
Is it the kind of nerve that some Asians would have with Weibo trash all over them?
What?
Ask John to go ahead and explain that one to you.
I can't believe you went there.
What?
Okay. To go ahead and like rephrase it in a better correct term, is it more like the gall for Talia to even pretend to be a lupus in that you have lived for such a long time in it?
Ah. Uh. Mm, you could say it's kind of a mixed feel of clearly it seems you would say that how Kotori has been interacting with all of you, but he doesn't consider that you're attuned with your wolf heart.
Mhm.
But also that, yeah, Hamid basically claiming that she's the better lupus. Yeah, he might feel that this is probably like a menace being called. Oh, you're calling someone a menace. He feels slightly insulted.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Hmm. But yes, and then poor Nicholas reacted very badly to being reminded that he is not a Hamid, but a menace, as the then mother shunned down Talia for saying he was the better Hamid.
I'm glad you told me. Thank you, Raya.
He's going to make a perception empathy on this one. Everyone is rolling perception empathy in this scene. This should be called perception empathy scene. Yes, so free success. Tell me about your feels.
Ren is irritated and also worried. Her eyes are narrow, her jaw is a little bit tight, and she looks like she's distracted. She's definitely planning to go see Nicholas at the earliest opportunity, but her irritation is not with Nicholas.
Yes, please sit on my bench. I will analyze each every one of you.
Doo-doo-doo.
Hmm. But
Adding a new list of questions.
but that's not the most interesting thing, I think. He still turns to Olaf. I think the most interesting thing was Cinna trying to take a jab at Travis.
Like a punch?
More like, I am a lupus, I'm going to pounce on you.
How did that go?
Indeed.
Well, let's just say that then Mother has well, first she had a good grip, then let's just say that Travis just pushed her away, saying, ha ha ha, warning you, next time I'm not going to be nice.
I imagine Travis has very little to fear from any of the cubs.
Hmm. True, but still, we had Cubs going after Afros, and we know how it ended.
Ren's going to perception empathy Katori on that one.
I can already see the burns on Olaf's face.
Like, Olaf doesn't look happy. We'll start us off with that.
Yeah, so your PE Kotori on this?
Mm-hmm. Onesie class.
Uh, it's not a jab. It's not a jab at Olaf. If that's what she was searching for, it's more,
She was.
more. Why do we have? Why do people go to? You would say it's an irritation from what he would perceive as this is dumb. This is dumb to go to an ahroun kind of feel, and you can pretty much guess which afro he's thinking of.
Okay, got it.
But Travis said he wasn't that kind. Wasn't that kind of afro.
No, he's a little more
Hmm.
understanding that learning has to take place.
True.
Mist Whisperea was adamant that in Cinna's case, she take the lead on corrective action.
So she is claiming Silverfang ownership on the Silverfang Cubs in terms of punishment.
She is, in terms of rank, above me. I know not to question.
True. I'll be curious to see what she has in store.
Shrugs his shoulders.
But yeah, it was interesting. Now, we need to now that Talia knows that she's above Nicholas for the food chain. Now she is going to need to see if she can stand above Shino.
Ren glances back at Minato to see what he's doing with his face.
He's just standing there and listening. He's not talking unless he's talked to.
Well, it can be arranged.
Is Minato sitting on the ground or is he standing up?
He's standing up right next to Ren.
Wonderful. You're gonna get a Lucas draped across your feet.
Erik is going to trot up in Lupa's form, his fur contrasting the snow as he approaches everybody at the cabins. He gives everybody a curious look, obviously spotting Olaf and Ren and Lucas, remembering him. But he also spots Katori as well, remembering him from the hunt. Erik approaches slowly, keeping a little bit of a distance, but not too far away. But he will instantly go on his back and show his neck and belly and wait for a response.
Katori will turn his attention to the newcomer, probably remembering the hunt. Actually, does Erik has any puberty?
2.
Okay. So, yeah, he probably sense the Gerofenware purebred. And since there are not a lot of Gerofenware, or rather, yes, there are, but not many dudes, he will approach the newcomer, sniffing it, and he will nibble his neck, accepting the submission of the ahroun. Before trotting back next to Olaf.
Eric will sit up and sit on his hind legs, um, and he'll look to Katori. May I introduce myself to you officially, Raya?
He looks at you and nods.
He says, in return, in full confidence, I am Cleeth Erik Scoffgard, Homid Modi, child of Fenris.
I am. I am Katori, commands the Undying, born on 4 legs, Dirge of the Uktana tribe, Adrian, and Keeper of the Land, and Alpha of the Hunters of the Lost.
Eric will lower his head in submission, and he will speak out. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I've been approached by your Beta and Ren about coming to find you, and here I am.
Katori will study this ahroun because he's been having 2 ahrouns in the past, all of them being different, and this one doesn't seem very talkative in comparison to the other two. So you wish to join this pack?
I would like to join your pack if you would deem me worthy of doing so. Of course, Raya.
Hmm.
I have so longed to join a pack for a while now. It's starting to almost wear on me a little bit, but I keep myself in high spirits regarding manners of that.
Hmm. How long have you been here?
In the sept,
Yes.
about a month and a half.
Hmm. There are older Garus who were remaining packless for longer. I can approve of one searching for a pack to belong to. Hmm. Do you know what Uktena does and what Uktena stands for?
Uktena, from what I believe, searches for knowledge and brings it back and also protects it.
Hmm. Um, Do you have out of character? Does Eric has spirit lore?
No.
Okay, because you could have rolled it to have more things. But okay, this is satisfactory. He nods at that. Indeed, Uktena is a totem of wisdom. We are gatherers of knowledge, secrets, lost objects, lost lores, lost fetishes fallen into the hands of a worm or other enemies, and we bring them back, and we protect them, making sure that they will not fall into the wrong hands of our enemy once more. This sometimes makes us go into dark places, very, very dark places. Sometimes places where no Garu would wish to go. Do you feel that you're ready to go into such places for the first of knowledge and getting back things that have been lost by the nation?
Raya, don't get me wrong. I'm a Geta Fenris. I'm every bit of a warrior I should be. While I'm also one of curiosity. I like to learn, especially if it grabs my attention. So I have no problem with going out with any of you and reclaiming these items, or just to talk to a spirit, or just walk around and enjoy whatever we may go, or even enjoy the challenge of the darkest spot to wherever we may end up.
Mm. Can see that Kotori was uh, very serious about a few minutes ago, but now that he hears your answer, he seems to be slightly less tense and more curious about this one that is presented to him.
I'm very well
Very well.
I'm very
Mm-hmm.
well aware of the people's distrust of the Utena, but I don't really care. I'm more of a gain my own opinion type, and I'll filter out the rest of the bullshit later. So,
Hmm. And if someone would call you on so said bullshit, you would slap, you would headbutt them.
well, it depends on how they said it,
Mm.
but I'm not, I'm not one to just tear someone down for sake of a simple insult. That's not me.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was a matter of honor, then yeah,
Mm.
I would react.
I see. For those who have joined this pack, I I always asked something in return. Something that will show me either their dedication to the search of knowledge and understanding. But for you, I have something special. This time it will be different. You're an ahroun. You're a warrior, and you descend from the wolf of Fenrir. You're mighty warriors, and one that would think any other less would be a fool or overconfident of his own capacities. I am ready to agree on that, as I have seen this one in action. It's always very entertaining. As he turns to Olaf. I still think that those wraiths didn't took a lot of pleasure with you ripping them apart. But I thought it was very funny.
Well, they decided they wanted to fight you, and I decided I wanted to fight them. Fancy that.
So, and he turns back to Erik. You will have a test. You will recognize it when it will arrive. I wish to see what kind of ahroun you are. It will be a test to see who you truly are, what are your colors, and how you react in different situations. If he thinks a little bit, I do not know exactly how the test will go for this one. It will be a surprise for everyone. But if I find your answer satisfactory, as you don't need to win this one. You just need to I just need to find the way you go through this test satisfactory.
I understand.
I trust from what you just said that you will be an interesting ahroun to have within this pack. I trust that the Get of Fenrir will not shy away from any test thrown into their way. So I await impatiently your tale for this test. Does this seems fair to you, Erik of the Fenrir?
Oh yeah, of course, Raya. My competitive nature is already speaking to me about this. So yeah, I'll whenever this test shows itself, I will do what I do. As I guess that's what's gonna have to happen. Excuse me.
Please don't die.
we all have a coughing. Yes, silly winter. And Kotori nods, and through the pack link, he seems an interesting fellow.
Backlink. I think so too. Part of why came to mind.
And he turns to Ren, waiting for her opinion on their would-be, perhaps, new packmate.
Ren's still smiling. She just kind of gives him a little nod.
He nods. So, the little blue boy with his blue hair like sky, you knew him from before, if I understand correctly?
She nods again and glances back at Minato. We
Stares
studied
at you.
together when I was younger. A little bit.
What does Minato has to say about it? Because Kotori is looking at him, implicitly allowing him to talk.
Oh, I thought this was going on over the pack link. I'm sorry.
Nah.
So, what exactly Kotori asks him?
Uh, no, basically he opened the conversation saying that basically Ren and you knew each other before.
Yeah, Blue is actually looking at Ren. And if you want to throw a penny, am I?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Seems legit. Hold on.
He hates you so much.
It's not a bot. It's not a bot. It's just a failure.
I know, but I would find it hilarious.
So I got 5 successes again.
Okay, so both Kotori and Lucas will notice the way he looks at Ren. He basically tries to tell her, without saying it, it is proper that Ren should tell this story, because this is a council of Garou.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that Ren's been pretty obtuse around Minato.
You will probably have a transition from Lucas on Blue's feet to Lucas on Ren's feet, and says, "Tell us a story." Looking up to Ren.
Checks Blue's face again, and this time she's asking for permission. Like, kind of raises her eyebrows to see if he'll be okay with her telling the story.
He nods, hoping that she will leave some stuff out of it.
But we want to see the baby pictures.
And the blood and the murder.
He has always been extremely patient with my deformity. We studied together even before my first change. He's clever and patient.
Have you met any Stargazer?
Is he asking Ren? Who's he asking that?
No, obviously he's not asking you because you would have met Stargazers.
Before he answers the question, he takes the sandwich from Olaf and goes, "Thank you, sir." And then
No problem.
turns to Kotori. Also, Kotori will notice that he's also extremely respectful towards Olaf too, and he's going to answer, "I've met the other kinfolk, but I haven't seen any Garou Stargazers, sir."
I see. We should try to find Kalyani. She is from Travis' pack. Lupus Stargazer.
He nods.
Right. Well, I hope that you will find this home pleasant. We don't have a lot of stargazers around here.
And when you say that, he once again bows to you.
Tori turns to Ren with a, like, you know, the picture I'm using for Tori right now. Like, I'm not sure I understand. I have
Oh,
no
no.
academics.
Kotora will probably understand that he's trying his best to be respectful.
Well, probably, but the thing is, I have no academics. I have no fucking idea about what your culture, why you always bow like that. I mean, perhaps you have a back problem.
Well, it's not exactly an academics thing.
Hmm?
It's not exactly an academics thing.
Katori should probably peony Ren when he looks
Yeah.
over at her quizzically.
Well, because the thing, John, I'm a lupus. I don't know shit about other cultures. And yes, that would
Enough.
be academic, my good sir. Free success.
Ren is looking hopeful, like she wants Katori to like this guy pretty damn bad. And she's also looking, there's a little bit of pride in there. And over the pack link, she says, he's showing you respect when he does that.
Ah, and through the backlink, I thought he had leg problems or back problems.
Nope,
That would
that's
have
his
been
way
bad.
of. He's very, very healthy.
Kotori raised an eyebrow at the mention he's very healthy. And you kind of feel, even if Kotori has been not very much himself recently, you kind of feel this kind of Kotori jab uh, through through the backlink, a gentle push, because he's not going to comment about it.
Ren's smile falters again, pretty heavily. If it were anybody but Katori, she would probably be rolling rage. But it's Katori, and she knows he's not insinuating, like really insinuating. So her smile just kind of falters, and she's like, he's training to become a fighter.
Ah, well, I believe that outside of backlink, I believe. Have you? Ah, that would be a little bit mean, perhaps. Have you tried to make him spare with some of the cubs?
She shakes her head.
Did Kotori say to spar with cubs?
Yes.
Did he say it out loud?
Yes.
Um,
Oh boy.
there is a look of shock on Blue's face when you say that.
Ooh, I don't even have to explain this one.
Given Olaf's previous experiences with Minato, he just kind of reaches over and ruffles his hair. This one, Raya, is how you say traditional. The idea of even laying hands on a girl. I am sorry, Guru, and he looks at Ren. It is how you say giving of bad feeling.
Hmm. He's going to he's going to trot a little bit to Minato, and I guess pretty much. I guess it's not very hard for the packmates to understand that, because yeah, right now Kotori is high as fuck on happy pills, on happy doves pills, and as he arrives, he just touch Minato's leg, poke,
When you do that, he immediately kneels down.
poke once again, seeing if he goes even beyond.
Oh no, like he is not like looking at you. He's looking at the ground. He knows not to look Lupus in the eye.
But you're basically bowing traditionally again.
Oh no 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 no. Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
he, but he's looking at the ground.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be a little asshole, uh, and basically just just to be sure because you cut out a little bit. Uh, can you just describe me exactly how he is right now?
Exactly as he is down on one knee on the
Mm-hmm.
ground, so his face is directly in front of yours,
Mm-hmm.
but he is looking at the ground.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Kotori will just turn around Minato, and he's just going to he's going to tickle your nose with his tail as he passes through.
He's gonna let out a sneeze.
And then as you sneeze, he's just going to put his paws on your shoulder as he's behind you and put his head uh, his muzzle on your head. Rough.
Oh, he's not moving.
Mm-hmm.
Ren glances back to see if, like turns her whole self to watch and see if Minato looks alarmed.
No. Well, you know him. He's keeping his cool.
Yeah, Kotori, he's just resting there. Hmm.
Ren reaches
Eh.
over and sorry, sorry.
Yeah, no, he's just on the head. He's sniffing the hair, probably smelling his shampoo, his shampoo over, and then he just goes, hmm, he's funny, but a little bit too tense. Hmm. And he's just going to stop mounting the poor bluebird.
Ren reaches over and just sets a hand, like she touches the back of her knuckles to Minato's leg, just very briefly as like a reassuring gesture.
Um, he smiles to Ren and then gets up.
Hmm. Word of advice, young one. If you're you're bowing, it is good. However, if you were to see one wolf with Weaver tech on his body, don't bow, be quiet, and roll over, and don't say a single thing unless he addressed you.
Um, being warned about him, sir.
Honestly, if you find yourself in a position where he's paying attention to you, you've more or less already fucked up.
Hmm, it depends. I mean, if he takes an interest, let's say something, but yes, if he pays attention to someone, that's generally because he has something to tell. Hmm. But yes, I will give you the same advice that I give to every cub, every cliff. In case of doubt, roll the fuck over and show your throat. Hmm. Well, he's not answering, so it means that he understands. Yes.
He nods.
And
Before he leaves, is
mhm.
Katori about to leave?
Yes, he would.
Before he leaves, um,
Mm-hmm.
Ren mentions Raya Blue is a sorcerer among our people. And
The
she
wolf,
lifts her hands and like wiggles them.
the wolf makes a pause, and he turns to you,
It's a bit of a flaw. It's a bit of a flaw.
and yes, he just trots back and starts to sniff you all over. As yeah, he is going to make a sense magic on that boy. So perception enigmas. Yes. So my question is, do you have anything that is activated?
Nope. Not a single whiff of magic. Right now, at least.
Mm-hmm. Still, I sense that there's a little bit of something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Something like dormant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that it's probably not really Gaian. Something similar to Leah. And yeah, he starts really close.
If
Mm-hmm.
Kotori have ever used sense magic on stuff Leah did,
Mm-hmm.
jewelry, it
Mm-hmm.
probably almost like feels the same because it's sorcery, not
Yep.
mage magic.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he turns around, wiggling his tail, and he's just over packling. Magic boy, magic boy, magic boy, magic boy. Yes, yes, much interest.
Ren grins.
And yeah, he just looks at Minato, and he say, "Oh yes, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on you." And he kind of makes it this wolfish grin that may or may not seems very healthy, depending on Minato opinion that he's been. There's a Garu who basically say, "I'm going to keep a close eye on you because you interest me."
Oh, it's nothing new for him.
And yeah, he even even uh, keep keep his cool, even if in his mind like, yes, yes, much interest, much interest. Right. We're uh, I will see you two later. We will talk about things. Lots of things to talk. Yes, much, much.
Indeed, Alpha.
Mm,
Yes. Good night.
yes. And with that, Kotori will trot off. to go back to his den to do much sleeping. And unless people want to add something, I guess we can call it a scene. Thank you, players, for playing, watchers for watching, and we will catch you next time.